What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Happy season 5.5. We have Rogue now in the game, stealing powers, going crazy. And of course, we have now, in my opinion, across the roll, some of the most parity amongst the heroes. A lot of different heroes and Vanguard strategists are all viable for different reasons. Ultron is definitely mixing things up. Triple strategist could be on the way back. Lots to break down today, and we're going to go from Vanguard, Duelists, and Strategists, and I'll give my opinion on who you should consider maining early this season as we head to 2026. Now, if they're not on today's video, it doesn't mean I think they suck. Again, I think a lot of heroes are worth playing right now, but these are the ones that I want to kind of stand out amongst the rest, or at least shout out to give consideration for you to be playing in Season 5.5. Let's jump in. All right, so we kick off things with the Vanguards. And again, right now, there's a good case to play a lot of the tanks in the game, you know, depending on your elo, but also just depending on the situation, the map, the composition. A lot of them do good right now, with only a couple being like a little bit worse than others. But clearly, there's going to be standouts, and what was the best is still the best. But first, let's talk about Rogue. Very hard hero to talk about day one with testing, and honestly, I think it's way too premature. Had a good feeling that she was going to come off underwhelming, and I do think her cooldowns might need a touch up. Kind of a weird hero when you look at flyers and what the meta is leaning towards. But outside all that, she's a damn good time and looks very solid. I'm just going to put her on this list right away because this is a hero, in my opinion, both at a high competitive level and just across the board, is going to be around for a long while and one of the best heroes in the game. That's my guess in the future as people continue to learn her. Very complicated kit, and it's going to take a lot of time to find the skill ceiling and the ups and downs with decisions that you make on her. But yeah, Rogue has everything that you need for a very good kit, and if she is undertuned, they're going to fix it. But then we're going to end up with like the human torch, and they overtune them, and then it goes up and down. We'll have to see, but Rogue definitely worth getting in early, that practice, because she will be solid in the future. But speaking of solid, the Diamond 4, Emma Frost. Listen, okay, Emma Frost got a health nerf, but she gained an ability that just opens up all of her decision-making and really just big play moments. Emma is continually just the final boss, you know, the mother of rivals, and she continues to be just that. She's got the team up with Luna, which we're going to get to. Luna's going to be played a lot more, but Emma's not going anywhere as that foundation tank. Still going to get banned. Still a very worthwhile hero. If you're just now going into Vanguard for whatever reason, learn Emma. There's no reason not to. If you're losing games, play Emma. If she's not getting banned, absolutely just cracked in this game. And alongside her is going to be Magneto. They don't have a team up anymore, but Magneto, with the double bubble and what they gave to him in Season 5, he just feels like the master of everything, and you can control the fate of your game so well. I mean, you're able to go offensive, poke, defensive, protect one of your teammates from being an idiot and overextending, hit the big time meteor, whatever. We've talked about the song and dance on this video time and time again. Magneto's in the same spot. Very good at the moment. I think he's perfect to counter what's good against him, and he's going to continue to be kind of that anchor for a lot of teams. Now, again, there's a case for Venom and Captain America and Thor. I think they are going to find their place. Someone like Thor, especially with all the moveset changes that they've given him. I think he's someone that I would give an honorable mention to. But let's talk about Angela. Angela came to the game a couple months ago and has really found her spot as just the ultimate of displacement and chaos. And the better you get at Angela, the more you can just absolutely ride the wings to the lobby, or guess the wing to lobby victories. Angela is got to be one of the most annoying heroes to play if you're going against a good one. And what's good against her are things like Invisible Woman, who's now getting banned, and other things that are great against her aren't played all of the time, or at least people that dedicate their time on a certain hero aren't the counters for Angela. I think she's so unique in what she does. If you want to just pick up a tank that does something that no one else does and perfect it, Angela is the way to go. Really clutch, super solid across the boards in most lineups, and just map pool. She has such an advantage on a large chunk of the maps right now within the scene. So Angela still going to firmly be on the main list, no question. And then last but not least, let's talk about the Thing. The Thing they kind of tried to give an identity to, and I still think he obviously suffers in his like kind of mid-long range fights, which is going to be a lot of the time. But if you're trying to contest a point, if it's the end of a round, or if you just have dive heroes just beating the hell out of your team like Daredevil, Black Panther, this guy is truly the most anti-dive Vanguard pretty much out there. Obviously, Emma does well. But he, with his upgrades now to his essentially just destroying mobility of the divers, he's such an easy pick, man. You just throw the fist, let it happen, get it going. The thing is definitely one that if you don't want to lose to the divers or you want to learn someone with a specific niche, you got to go with him. Ed Grimm's looking a lot, I wouldn't say a lot better this season, but much better than he was in Season 5. That's pretty much going to do it for the tanks. Again, I can talk about all the other Vanguards. Groot is always going to be a great, hero to play, especially at high skill level. Venom still has his kind of niche, if you will. Captain America, Thor. We just kind of brought that up. Give them time to marinate, but I do think these are going to be probably my call-outs right now with Penny going down just because she had, the health hit a tad, both in low elo, high elo. Still going to be a queen at low elo, but you're going to see her less and less as you move up the ranks. Next, let's talk about duelists, though. Got a lot to break down with the duelists. We have a big list today. Obviously, there are so many we could include, but I'm going to focus on kind of the must-haves, or at least the ones that you need to lean towards if you really want to take the role more seriously. And we start off with Scarlet Witch. I'm not going to talk about her as a hero you should pick, but there was a lot of rumblings out there, early videos that she is cracked this season, and it lasted about an hour. They did a nerf to what was an unintended essentially mega buff that they gave her. She was gaining insane rates across the board, and they tuned her back down. So Scarlet Witch is not going to be the canon Scarlet Witch that still is fine. You can rock her. I think she's tremendous in low elo, but definitely not like that meta pick you should go with all the time. But looking at the duelists, let's start with the hit scans. Right now, Phoenix and Hela with definitely more, I think at the moment, obviously with Namor, Hela being banned more often. Phoenix is just a hero. If you didn't learn her back when she launched, you got to get to it now. She has so much self-sustain, crazy pick-off ability, and just can contest most of the heroes within the game. They buffed her Phoenix, making the ult better. The ult combination can shut down Jeff Natos and combo with ults. It is just a very solid all-around ult to get your health back up and constantly put on the pressure as Phoenix. I think out of all the heroes, at least towards the top, Phoenix is one of the most slept on still in this game. Very solid. And then Hela is just the hit scan queen she continues to be. Now for the next one, I'm going to give this guy about 10 seconds because I don't need to go into it that much. But right now, if you're in a elo or ranked play that Daredevil is not getting banned and you play Duelist, there's no reason why you should not be playing Daredevil. He is still probably one of the best heroes, if not the absolute best in this entire game. His kit's bananas. If you learn just the combos and hit it down to perfection, they're screwed for the most part. There's a reason why people ban the hell out of this guy. And he just kind of got a slap right on the wrist, nerf-wise. A little bit of health, not a big deal. Daredevil still absolutely a must-pick in the duelist slot. Now, I want to say the hero that I really leaned into this last season that I'm having a great time with, and I want to point them out, with Ultron and what he's about to do. We're back in the age of Ultron. Flyers are back on the menu. When Ultron's good, flying meta exists across the board, especially in pro play and top rank scene. And you look at two flyers in particular, you've got Storm and you have Human Torch. Human Torch has much more of an identity now, being up close and personal right in your face. He got buffs across the board and is one of the best kind of duo, if you will, with Ultron. I think that's going to go right back into the meta. Very hard to hit, very consistent in damage. I think this guy is going to reign lobbies once again. But don't sleep on Storm. If Human Torch isn't your cup of tea, I think Storm is so damn good. I played the most Storm I ever have. Got her up-lorded last season. And I just don't think she's getting talked about enough. I don't know why. Her damage is super solid. She can deal with flankers with the big hits of the lightning on the auto goddess boost. She's a bit more long-range-ish than Human Torch is out of, your options. And with Ultron being in the mix, it's a perfect combination to continue to rain hell from above, stay with your team a little bit. A tougher hero to learn, I think, overall with the playstyle, but very dominant, especially if you have a Jeff in the lobby that knows how to do the Jeff Nato. You can clean up shop as a duo in low ranks and still do some damn good damage in the high ranks. All right, next up, we're going to talk about a hero that I don't think gets enough love around here, and we talked about him last season, but I got to bring him up again. Dude, I think Mr. Fantastic went from the meme to the dream. I mean, Reed is running lobbies. He's a perfect counter to Angela. He's just great to contest. He's unkillable. If you know exactly how to play this damn guy, he's a nightmare. I mean, an absolute nightmare. And it's starting to creep up into the higher elos as well. which is freaking insane because this guy was borderline useless for like most of the year. But if you like Mr. Fantastic, or if you want to learn a hero that's, again, very different of a pick, but is dominating very well, you're going to fall in love with this guy pretty quick if you're looking at who to main. I think he's going to have himself a pretty good season, although his damage is going to be a little tough if we are going to lean into the meta that I think we are. But I love Mr. Fantastic right now. Other than that, let's talk about the tank busters. We're going to get a lot more tank heavy kind of goats season in some regards, right, with the triple support meta. And so I do think that Wolverine and Iron Fist are going to have a good time feasting against all of the health pools out there. You know, Iron Fist is... You got to spend some time to really get the best out of him. But if you can truly, like, perfect him, I think Iron Fist is absolute gas right now. Wolverine, I think, is a bit easier of a curve to learn as that Vanguard Slayer. They gave him a little bit of a small buff to just make him feel better in a quality of life sense. And Wolverine was doing pretty good, I thought, last season. He's going to continue to do so in this meta. Now, last couple ones to talk about here. I want to point out, I think somehow Blade, I mean, listen, he slept half the year, then he finally came out. He's being slept on right now. The changes to Blade have made him feel way better, and it finally feels like the focus is on the blades, rather than Shotgun Man. I don't know why, because the number changes were so small. But, man, I feel like Blade is going to have a hell of a season. You know, you can always do the combo with Groot and, you know, pop off that way. But Blade enjoys Daywalkers. This might be the season for this guy. He's a hell of a lot of fun, and I think just much better of a hero this season. He continues to get buffs, and time and time again, he's getting better and better. But I got to talk about... I told you I have a good amount of duelists. Let's break down Hawkeye. All right, so your average Hawkeye, you've got two case scenarios. Scenario one, all right, is... You win, you feast, you absolutely dominate because your Hawkeye's cracked, or maybe you're cracked. Option two is you complete cheeks, right? Hawkeye right now, though, in this heal-heavy meta, it is the perfect answer for a quick one-shot OTK to the head of the strategist backline or melting the front line of Vanguards. You gotta be great at aiming. If your game mechanics aren't good, just listen. I know bow and arrows, they're badass. Skip it. It's not gonna be for you. But if you're great at aiming, Hawkeye's an obvious pick right now. He's pretty good in the meta, especially what I think this is going to evolve to with the Flyers. But on top of that, let's talk about and end with who was good last season, still good right now. Star-Lord, Moon Knight. I like both of them. I think their damage is consistent, and especially kind of that mid-game Grandmaster area, like that's where I really saw a lot of domination with these two, and they continue to be good into the higher ranks as well. So duelist wise, a lot of options to pick. Really can't go wrong with just about anybody. I didn't name plenty on the list, and they're still good to play, but these are the ones that stand out right now for me, especially in season 5.5. And then last but not least, let's go to the strategist, and we're going to talk about a couple things. First of all, guys, I swear to God, now that Ultron is buffed, pretty much every strategist is good to play. Right? Almost all of them you can main, and you're going to do fine in your lobbies. There's some that are better than others, but most of them are good and viable in different situations. Let's go to bring up probably the biggest change, and that is to Ultron, who has 2 drones now and is by far an absolute animal. Just like Hawkeye, there's 2 Ultrons. If he's buffed, it's triple support meta and absolute effing chaos out there, or he's complete dog water F tier. There's no middle ground, and right now, it's going to be the latter. Ultron's really good. The Flyer meta's back. Triple strategist is going to be pretty heavy right now. Whether you like it or not, that's what people are going to lean to. Definitely towards high rank play. If you're in mid to low elo, you're not going to see that as much. But yeah, Ultron's kind of cracked at the moment. On top of that, Luna Snow. We got a good one season. A good one season without her being insane, and now she's kind of back. Her biggest issue compared to some of the other strategists out there, especially Invisible Woman, who just kind of ate her lunch in that spot as that core healer, is that her self-sustain was not there. If you didn't land every single freeze perfectly, you'd have to just blow through your abilities to heal, and then you'd be screwed because you didn't have anything else to offer in the team fights, right? Now that she can put the idol on herself and her uptime's better, she's got damage to complement that now with a boost. It was the perfect solution to make Luna right back meta. Oh, and she also has the team up with Emma Frost, who gets the CC, the wall, the crazy team up. So Luna right back up there. I know it was a good quick moment. But now let's talk about Loki, because there was Luna Loki for a lot of seasons, and I'm not saying it's leaning towards that again, but Loki got himself a bigger buff. If you play Loki, you saw the patch notes and you were celebrating. It's because the healing and damage on the clones is exactly what he needed to feel like the Loki of old. Plus, he got some other buffs in the meantime. I think Loki, especially in high rank play, is going to feel way better and is just such a solid source in a triple strat meta. Loki mains, rejoice. We are feasting. Now, we've got two last ones. Again, I could mention all of them, and we'll be brief here. Invisible Woman and Gambit. They got a small ult charge nerf. They're still the dominant in strategists right now. Very good across the board. Invis has quite legitimately every single tool you could want on a strategist and dominates most of the matches. And Gambit is crack S+ tier. Very good across the board. I don't care your rank. It's like Emma Frost. Play him if he's available. You're going to pop off. And that's about it. I mean, again, Jeff, Mantis, they're all great, very solid, but these are the ones that I think stand out the most, and especially in a triple strategist meta, those are the ones you're going to see more often than the others. So quite literally, all the roles looking pretty good right now, and that's my thoughts early on season 5.5. Take it with a grain of salt. A lot of things are going to change, but this should kind of guide you in the right direction. And let me know down below who you plan on maining. If you enjoyed the content, we have a tier list and more coming out later for our next videos, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Have a good one. Have a great one. Till the next one. Happy Arrival.